elections. Even before 2024, there is now one final battle to be fought at the end of 2023, November, December. And already the key campaigners, Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi, have hit the road this week. There have been strategies and counter-strategies being played out by the key players, especially the BJP and the Congress, which are locked in direct contests in at least 3 of the 5 states that go to the polls in November. If the BJP is flaunting the fact that the Modi government has passed the women's reservation bill, the Congress is pushing for a caste census. Meanwhile, the BJP's list for Madhya Pradesh has already raised a few eyebrows this week. Several union ministers are being pushed into the assembly election fray. There is also a question mark in Rajasthan over the future of the BJP's former Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje. Meanwhile, there are questions also. Does the Congress have its act together in these key election battles? How does the battle for 2023 stack up? That's the focus on the weekly political rumble. Joining us now, Shehzad Poonawalla, the BJP spokesperson. Sanjay Kumar is co-director, CSDS and cephalogist. Ajoy Kumar is a senior Congress leader and spokesperson and former MP. Sandeep Shastri is coordinator of the Lokniti Network. And I'm joined by Amitabh Tiwari, who writes extensively on politics. I appreciate all of you joining me here on this special show. I will be breaking it into several questions linked to the overall topic. The first question: is the BJP in search of a face for the 2023 state battles, or will they be making the battle Prime Minister Modi versus all once again? Let me take that straight to you, Mr. Poonawalla, right at the very top. Is the BJP still searching for Kaun Banega Mukhyamantri in all these states? We don't know who will be the face of the BJP in Rajasthan at the end of this week. We don't know who will be the face of your party even in Madhya Pradesh, where you actually have a sitting chief minister in Shivraj Singh Chauhan. We don't know who's your CM candidate in Chhattisgarh. Is there a sense that the BJP has decided to put all its eggs in Mr. Modi's basket? The state leaders don't matter.
In your question, actually, you have inbuilt a complete confidence that in all the 3 states the BJP is returning to power, and therefore you seem to be very eager to know who the chief ministerial face will be. But in our party, there is a system that is followed. We are fighting these elections under the collective leadership of the party, whether it's in Madhya Pradesh, whether it's in Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh or the other states, and therefore that's the collective leadership that we will work with. But on the other side, the fact of the matter is that if the question is about leadership, in Madhya Pradesh, Congress has declared Kamal Nath as the face. In Rajasthan, where they actually have a government, Rajdeep Sardesai, they have not declared Ashok Gehlot as the face. That means that they have absolutely no confidence in the work done by Mr. Ashok Gehlot, because it is a government of complete corruption in the last 4.5 years. In fact, even Sachin Pilot has no confidence in Ashok Gehlot. And apart from that, in Madhya Pradesh, don't look at anything else. In the last 20 years, and even the Congress has ruled this state for about 50 years or more, look at the difference. The Congress left it as a Bimaru state, Naxal infested, Simi infested, potholed roads, electricity deficit, Bimaru state. Today this Madhya Pradesh is recording 16% growth, Naxal Mukt, Simi Mukt, Daku Mukt, Gadda Mukt. 60,000 kilometers of roads is today 5 lakh kilometers of roads. You have a situation where agricultural growth rate has been above 10%. This is the developmental model that we are taking forward to the people, and pro-incumbency is a new narrative that has come to the fore ever since BJP has come to power in 2014, where governments are elected on the performance.
You know, I'll come to the questions that you've raised about the Congress for a moment. I want to tell our viewers, when I went to Rajasthan recently, everywhere I went, I saw only posters of Ashok Gehlot. So it appears the Congress has put its eggs in Mr. Gehlot's basket. But Mr. Poonawalla, just to understand, if you are saying that this is not the BJP's policy to project a face for a state battle, that certainly didn't happen in Assam, where it was very clear that Hemanta Biswa Sarma was most likely to be elected as chief minister, but it certainly didn't happen in Uttar Pradesh, where Yogi Adityanath last year was projected all through as the chief minister. The BJP has often spoken, as I said, about double engine, which I'll come to later. But are you saying that in a week where we still don't have Shivraj Singh Chauhan even on the list of the BJP's candidates for Madhya Pradesh, you've got 9 union ministers or 7 union ministers being fielded in Madhya Pradesh? What's the message? Is it that you're not confident of Shivraj Singh Chauhan? If you're saying Congress not confident of Ashok Gehlot in Rajasthan, is the BJP not confident that Shivraj Singh Chauhan can pull you through this time, that you need union ministers to contest a state election?
Rajdeep, you are a keen observer of Indian politics, and you would surely know. First of all, it's 3 union ministers and totally 7 MPs. Having
7
said
MPs,
that, in
my
Tripura,
correction.
you
Apologies.
remember we had fielded Pratima Bhaumik. She was a sitting. So in Tripura, we had fielded Pratima Bhaumik, who's a union minister. She won handsomely. At that time, also such conclusions were drawn. In Uttar Pradesh 2017, it was our strategy that we fielded even MPs at that point of time. And that time also, nobody was giving us a chance, but we recorded a historic victory. Look, Rajdeep, we are a political party, and in various elections, we have various strategies. For instance, in Uttarakhand, Mr. Dhami was not officially announced as the CM face. In Assam, you rightly said, we did not officially announce. In Uttar Pradesh, we did. Based on the calculations that we have
So
in our
what's the
states,
calculation for MP?
Right to have our own
No,
strategy.
but why? What is
And
the
therefore,
calculation, Mr. Poonawalla, for MP that Shivraj Singh Chauhan is not being projected? Someone who's been a multiple times chief minister, you would naturally expect him to be projected, no?
Rajdeep, is the same strategy or the calculation that Ashok Gehlot, by the way, has not been announced by the Congress party as their official face. He has also served multiple times. In Madhya Pradesh, where they don't have a government and they had a government of only 15 months under Kamal Nath, they have announced Kamal Nath as the face, officially. So this is the same. So if Congress does it,
Congress,
it is
tell me
Chamatkar.
about BJP.
And if BJP does it, for some people it becomes Gunegar. I am telling you, our decision in all the state elections this time is to fight under collective leadership. Okay. It is a common strategy across all states, but Congress party in the same election cycle has one strategy in Rajasthan and one strategy in Madhya Pradesh. And by the way, if they are so confident, their first list has also not come out, by the way, Rajdeep.
Okay.
And by the way, if they are so confident, why don't they also feel Digvijay Singh? Chalo, हमने अपने सांसदों को उतारा, हमें तो confidence है, we are putting our Virat Kohli, our Sachin Tendulkar, our Dhoni, everyone to bat. You are so confident, you put your Digvijay Singh. He's the biggest leader after Kamal Nath in Madhya Pradesh.
Okay,
so why aren't they feeling Digvijay Singh? Because Digvijay ka naam sunte hi, they will remember Bantadhar.
Okay, I ask you questions of BJP, you turn to the Congress. So let's turn to the Congress. Dr. Ajoy Kumar, is the faces of this campaign, are we clear that in Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot will be chief minister again if the Congress wins? Are we clear that, as we seem to be clear with Chhattisgarh, where every indication is Bhupesh Baghel will be CM if Congress wins? In Madhya Pradesh, it's clear it will be Kamal Nath. In Rajasthan, according to Shehzad Poonawalla, you're not clear about who's your chief minister. So are you also in search of a face there and in Telangana, for example, as well?
The problem with Shehzadji's party is that they're most interested in the Congress instead of looking at their house. With all surveys, we are winning, first of all, winning Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh and Telangana. And that is what it looks like, and they're going to get defeated badly. Now, Mr. Gehlot is the head of the campaign, so he's obviously the face of the party in Rajasthan. Now, if he's got any issues in that, he's the face of the party in Rajasthan, that's for him to decide. The question is, the party formally or not, the election charge in Rajasthan is led by Mr. Gehlot. It's very clear. And I can tell to Mr. Poonawalla, unlike Mr. Biduri, who says some strange things and who gets assembly like Tom to communicate, they should look at those kind. And I feel bad for Shehzad to defend a guy like Biduri. And please don't defend him also, and I respect you on that. But he gets an assembly. So my issue is, they went to election in Madhya Pradesh in last election with Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan's face. This is Vyapam Yug, Aprad Yug, Bhrashtachar Yug, and all these figures which they keep saying. Look at the reports which the people are saying of Madhya Pradesh. Look at the reports. Raman Singh is lost. Forget Raman. Let's start with Madhya Pradesh. The most corrupt government, which has no respect for law, to keep. Whether it is bulldozing, whether it is using means to, make money through the Mahakal temple, whether it is the roads, whether it is the worst healthcare, it is actually, thanks to the Bharatiya Janata Party, it has become more bimaru.
No, are you willing to compare your track record when you were in power? You will recall, and I'm not just talking about the 18 months of Kamal Nath, but even Mr. Digvijay Singh before 10 years. Are you willing to compare their 10 years, Kamal Nath's 18 months with the BJP's track record in Madhya Pradesh?
Yeah. So Rajdeep, absolutely. And the second question is, we are ready to even compare Manmohan Singh's G's track record with the 56-inch gentleman at the center. Actually speaking, apple to apple with Mr. Manmohan Singh's performance, and it is clearly showing the largest unemployment the history of India has seen. The 20 million people in India who applied for Manrega in August. 20 million people. And we let us compare with Mr. Manmohan Singh's 10 years with the China and training with the Berozgari. And most important, Mr. Poonawalla, why aren't you not doing caste census?
No, we'll come to caste census in a moment. Let's not leave. That's one of my questions. Just a minute. Let me come to let me focus on this face issue, because I want to understand how important is a face. Amitabh Tiwari, what's your sense first as a political watcher? Are you getting a sense the BJP has decided that the Shivraj Singh Chauhan era, possibly even the Vasundhara Raje era, and we didn't speak about her in Rajasthan, is coming to an end, and we need to find a new face for the people of Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan?
See, Rajdeep ji, what happens that the PM face is fairly important in a Lok Sabha election. 37% of voters, the highest, voted on the basis of the prime ministerial face as per Axis by India exit poll. However, once you move down the ladder to Vidhan Sabha elections and municipal and panchayat elections, what happens is that the role of the local candidate becomes important. So if I look or take the data of the 4 elections which we are talking about of 2018, 40% on an average in these 4 states voted on the name of the local candidate, around 35% on the party symbol, and only 20% on the name of the chief minister or the prime ministerial face combined. So that's why we see that both the parties, the Congress and the BJP, are now realizing that the Vidhan Sabha elections is not a presidential style election. The role of the local candidate is important, and that's why we see different strategies in different states. In Rajasthan, we have not, or other Congress has not declared a CM face. In Chhattisgarh, it has. In MP, and if we look at BJP has adopted this approach of not declaring a CM face from 2014 to 2023 in states where it is in opposition. You name any state, and that has worked well for the party. However, it is fairly surprising that for the first time, perhaps, it has not declared a sitting CM as the CM face in Madhya Pradesh. And that is going to cause ringwells for the party.
Let me take that to Sanjay Kumar. Sanjay Kumar ji, are you surprised that parties are not declaring chief ministerial candidates, particularly when they are in the opposition? Madhya Pradesh exception, Congress has declared its candidate, but the BJP is not even declaring a sitting CM as their face, and in Rajasthan is not declaring a sitting 2-time CM as a possible face. What does that show? Do CMs matter according to you? Who should be the CM? Kaun banega Mukhyamantri? Is it a key?
No, first, I am not surprised, but what does it indicate? It indicates the situation, what is the condition or what is the situation of political party in particular states. I think parties realizes, or the party high command realizes, that the party is faction ridden. There are factions within the party, and if the party intends or even makes an attempt to project someone as the chief ministerial candidate, if the party is not in power, then they would be risking the unity of the party, unity of the workers of the party. So they decided, or the party have already taken a decision, they will not project anyone as the chief ministerial candidate. This applies to both. If I say Rajasthan, it applies for Congress, because Congress knows that there are at least 2 factions. That is why I think they are keeping a slight distance from projecting Ashok Gehlot as the chief ministerial candidate, even though, in my opinion, he seems to be a popular chief minister in the state. And that applies to BJP, because we all know BJP is faction ridden, etc., and BJP does not want to take chance. If we come to Madhya Pradesh, BJP has a sitting chief minister, but my own sense is that the party is getting a feedback that Shivraj Singh Chauhan still remains popular, but not as popular as BJP would have expected. He is not in a position to pull votes for the party. I'm not still saying he's a liability for the party, but party is getting a sense that he is no more a vote puller for the party in the state, And if you want to sideline him, what is the way? You field these 7, big shots from the center who belongs to that state to at least mellow down, nullify the impact, whatever impact is going to happen once you make it clear that he is no more the chief ministerial candidate. So I think.
So you're saying different
formulas for
strategies, different
states,
strategies
but I
for
think
different
this
states.
gives
Different strategies clearly for different states. But the fact is, and Dr. Shastri, let me bring you in because your home state of Karnataka saw the last election. And there was so much of talk about double engine, Dr. Shastri. You have Mr. Bomai and the Prime Minister there being pushed almost as this joint package. That didn't work. It didn't work in Himachal Pradesh either, where a sitting Chief Minister, Jairam Thakur, and Prime Minister Modi were campaigning. Do you believe, therefore, somewhere in not projecting a Chief Minister aggressively in these states, the BJP has decided double engine? We don't want to go down that way. We will focus on, as Shehzad Poonawalla claimed, collective leadership with the Prime Minister on the top.
Rajdeep, I would make 3 points on this. First, I think the BJP would very much continue to talk of the double engine. But then this is a double engine where the first engine has the leadership and the second engine simply follows the first engine and makes sure it is in line with the first engine. That seems to be the trend very clearly visible. And Shehzad ji also said the concept of collective leadership, which is again a reflection of that. So double engine, yes, but then the second engine follows the first engine, which provides the leadership. That's point number 1. Point number 2, I think very clearly, both in the case of the BJP and in the case of the Congress, there is a specific strategy for every state on announcing or projecting a chief minister candidate. They are projecting a chief minister candidate, I'm talking of whichever party, when they feel that the chief minister candidate adds to the popularity of the party. But when the party feels that we would like to go by the collective leadership or national leadership, then the chief minister phase question takes a backseat. And that's very clearly seen in Rajasthan, it is seen in Chhattisgarh, it is seen in Madhya Pradesh. You refer to Karnataka. In Karnataka, both the Congress and the BJP did not project a chief minister phase, but the advantage for the Congress was that they focused on local issues, and that got them the advantage. My final point, Rajdeep, on this, I think we see a clear difference in the way multi-state or national parties deal with this issue and state-based or regional parties deal with these issues. Increasingly, the All India parties are looking at not projecting a chief minister phase, and in the BJP's case, having the national leadership as the focus of issues, and regional parties, given the nature of the party, given the fact that it is limited to a particular state, is focusing on the chief minister phase, as you will see in the case of the ruling party in
Let me take that very last point of your... Let me take your very last point to my next question. Prime Minister Modi on one side versus the Congress projecting state leaders on the other. Is that the terms of the battle now, the final battle of 2023? Shehzad Poonawalla, am I right in saying that you are putting all your eggs in Prime Minister Modi's basket? In all these states, you've decided we've got to go with our Brahmastra. The state leaders, as we saw in Karnataka, could not pull up their, pull up the weight that they needed to pull up, and therefore all up to Prime Minister Modi. It didn't work in Karnataka, didn't work in Himachal, it worked in Gujarat. Will it work here?
Look, Rajdeep, when you have a charismatic leader and somebody who has delivered to the country 13.5 crore people out of poverty, 80 crore people get rations, perhaps the biggest social welfare program known on the universe or in the planet. The fact is that the economy has gone from 10th position to 5th and now going to 3rd, a successful G20, and we have also landed on the south side of the moon. Why wouldn't we want to also highlight the achievements of the leadership of Prime Minister Modi?
Because it didn't work in Karnataka, because the double engine model, sir, did not work. With due regard, sir, the double engine model didn't work in Karnataka and Himachal. You're putting all your eggs in the Prime Minister's basket, but he's not able to really lift a leadership of the state which suffers from anti-incumbency or fatigue or both.
Rajdeep, look, we should not have a selective view of facts. If you have to take a timeline, then take the 6 elections that were done after the Bharat Jodo Yatra. BJP won 4, we lost 2, which was Karnataka and Himachal. So let's have a view of facts which are not selective or cherry picking as per our convenience. For instance, you just said that the BJP has not declared its sitting chief minister, and then Sanjay ji told you that Rajasthan too, they have not declared him officially as the CM candidate or the CM face. In fact, Mr. KC Venugopal went ahead and said that we will not have a face in this election, we will fight it under collective leadership. So how come there are different standards being applied? Secondly, as far as the leadership is concerned, we are very clear that we have a range of leaders. Who are these MPs and ministers? Are they from Rome? Are they from Europe? They are very well elected from Madhya Pradesh. So, aren't those leaders also people who are very much involved in the local politics of Madhya Pradesh? Are you telling me Narendra Singh Tomar has no say, Kailash Vijayvargiya has no say? Are you saying that leaders like Gajendra Shekhawat and others have no say in Rajasthan politics? So, they are important local faces. That's why they have been elected. And as far as the 2018 mandate is concerned, Congress party ran a government for 15 months. I have listed out achievements of my government. Why doesn't Mr. Ajay Kumar tell us 5 achievements of his 15 months government under Mr. Kamal Nath? In fact, Mr. Kamal Nath says that I will go with Hindu Rashtra and call Swami Dhirendra here. Digvijay Singh is taking a contradictory line and saying that there should be a person should resign from politics if he talks about Hindu Rashtra. In Rajasthan, they go and book the same Swami, and in their alliance, people are saying all kinds of statements against Hinduism and Sanatan Dharma. So Kamal Nath tells them that in Bhopal, I don't want this India Alliance happening or this India Alliance rally happening in my Bhopal. So this is the kind of confusion they have.
Can I just
Mr.
take
Ajay Kumar tell us what are the 15 achievements that his government has achieved?
in a way, Ajay Kumar, to take off from what Mr. Poonawalla says, the flip side is that while the BJP may be putting all its eggs at one level, it's still in Prime Minister Modi's basket, the Congress seems to have outsourced its politics to the state leaders. That essentially you're relying now, as you did in Karnataka with Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar, even in Madhya Pradesh with Kamal Nath and Digvijay Singh, with Mr. Gehlot, to some extent with Sachin Pilot, but local leaders nevertheless. Have you all decided that your party high command, unlike the BJP's high command, should stay away from state elections?
So there are a couple of things. Let me disabuse Shehzadji of couple.
No, first answer this question, then I'll come to Shehzad.
No. Look, one second. Rajdeep, I can't let him keep making statements. Oh, yeah. First. If it's 80 crore people are depending on free ration, but Shehzad Poonawalla says that we are, marching into the 21st century, which is quite a joke. They keep talking about GDP growth rate, but don't say that the per capita is 145. I can't keep going on this data. And then they want to know what Mr. Kamal Nath did in 18 months' time. First of all, they used the most dirty politics, broke money. We waived off 27 lakh farmers' loan in 18 months, sir. Free power to all the farmers in Madhya Pradesh, sir. You didn't do anything in the past 9, 10, 15 odd years, but that's not. I just gave you 2 examples. Keep doing it. That's 18 months. In Karnataka, we have done all the promises except one, which is the support to the students, which will happen in January, and power to the Congress party. The third issue, it is a good jugalbandi of the national leadership. You see Mr. Kharge, you see Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Wherever the Bharat Jodo Yatra went through in Karnataka, we swept the election. But the problem is, when democracy should be collective, and where a tyrant or an autocrat goes against the grain of what a Westminster model of parliamentary elections should be, we must be proud that we have strong state leaders. They don't even want to show Raman Singh's
No, but isn't that ironical that for the longest time, Amitabh Tiwari, the Congress was in exactly the position the BJP is in. Certainly during the Indira Gandhi period, all their eggs were in Indira Gandhi's basket and state leaders were downsized. Now it seems the Congress is flipping it on its head and saying, let's rely on the state leaders because we've got a weakened high command. Do you go along with that? And is there a recipe in a way or something, a lesson that the BJP could learn from what happened to the Congress as a result of undermining state leaders?
Yeah, so BJP is the new Congress in many ways, in the sense that there is a large centralization of power in the hands of Prime Minister Modi. And why not be? Because 1 out of every 3 voter is voting for the BJP because of PM Modi. The India Today See Voter Mood of the Nation's says that 44% people as likely to vote for the BJP because of Modi.
But
So
that's
here's
in a
the trump
general
card.
election. That's in a
Yeah.
general election as
Correct.
opposed to a state election.
Correct. So in from 2014 to 19, in all states where BJP was in opposition, they have projected Modi as the super CM under whose guidance the local CM would work. And they have won many states: Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Haryana, Assam, Uttarakhand, UP, Himachal. After this cycle of winning states, which is 2019 to 23 or 24, now the BJP is in power in most of these states. When the party is in power, the voters cannot ignore the performance of the local chief minister. That is why we see losses in Himachal or Karnataka or even Jharkhand. So that is where the Modi factor has not worked, where the BJP is in power in states, whereas it has worked where the BJP was largely in opposition, relying on the Modi factor. And the Congressization of the BJP, what it has done is also that it is not left with many state leaders to project against the likes of Gehlot or a Baghel or a KCR. So that in a way is a trap for the BJP, as you've said.
In a way, of course, two exceptions to this are Assam, where the BJP has won 2 consecutive elections, Uttar Pradesh, where they've done remarkably well again in 2 consecutive elections, and of course to Gujarat, the Prime Minister's home state. But it leads me to ask this question, and I have 2 people who track numbers very closely in Sanjay Kumar and Sandeep Shastri. You take this. Does India vote very differently in state and general elections? So is that very clear now, Sanjay Kumarji, that because in a local election you tend to look at who your chief minister is, who your MLA is, unlike a national election where the BJP says there is Modi only. That formula may not be working in state elections because Indians are voting very differently. Is that also something that the BJP should be conscious about when they sort of downsize a Vasundhara Raje, who by all indications is the most popular BJP leader in Rajasthan, or don't project a Shivraj Singh Chauhan?
Rajdeep, I think it is very clear that if you look at the performance of BJP or how people voted between 2014 and 2018, that was the time when people in different states and even in the Lok Sabha elections voted almost similar, because except there are few exceptions, Delhi was an exception, but that was the time when Prime Minister Modi's appeal was more or less even, whether it was an assembly election or a Lok Sabha election. There was hardly any difference, and the reason was very simple. That was the cycle when Congress was the ruling party and BJP was opposing the ruling party, and BJP managed to win large number of states. But after that the cycle has changed. BJP has completed 5 years in government in many states, and after that, look at the trend. After that, BJP has lost many state assembly election. If I don't want to use many, but sizable number of states they have lost. And if you look at most of the states, Prime Minister Modi has been on the forefront of campaign. So clearly, if we go by this evidence, we clearly see that Prime Minister Modi's appeal in the assembly election has gone down because BJP has lost election. But the Prime Minister's appeal in the Lok Sabha election remains intact. Amitabh ji has already cited that data. We also did our post poll and we got the similar numbers that very large number of voters, 1/3 of the voter voted for BJP in 2019 election just because of Modi. So yes, there are different choices of voter.
Right.
Voters are making slightly different choices when it comes to assembly election and when it comes to a Lok Sabha election.
So
because now in the assembly election they are actually looking at who is going to be their leader in the state, who is going to be the chief minister. That is becoming an important consideration now.
So is it as a result, Dr. Shastri, about localize? Because we saw that in Karnataka, the kind of promises the Congress made, very localized promises that were made. You don't rely on national issues. Shehzad Poonawalla referred to Chandrayaan, referred to G20 and said, look at the performance of the center on these issues. Does that worry someone, a tribal you believe in Chhattisgarh or indeed even in a Telangana, in rural Telangana? Do these matter? They matter. The issues immediately that concern them are very, very localized.
Rajdeep, 2 points. First, I think all the points which Shehzad ji made were correct. Yes, there are achievements which the center and its leadership has made which are being spoken about. But when you're talking of a state assembly election, people are focusing on local issues. And coming from Karnataka, I would say we started this trend in 1984-85, which is now continuing across the country, when we voted for Rajiv Gandhi in a big way in the Lok Sabha elections and brought back Ramakrishna Hegde to power in 3 months' time. Now, if you see, as Sanjay ji said, since 2014, state after state, we are seeing this trend. One trend in a national election, one trend in a state assembly election, because clearly and visibly, the voter across the country today has a different lens from which she looks at the national election and a different lens of looking at the state election. Which brings me to my second point, Rajdeep. The leadership of the Prime Minister plays a major role in both these elections, national elections and state elections. But in a state election, when the party which is opposed to the Prime Minister's party has a visible, credible face at the local level, and the BJP does not have a similar face at the local level, then the Prime Minister's leadership is not able to take the party beyond a point, and that is when the rival is able to snatch the advantage. And this is the case in most of the states where we see this trend happening. So these were the 2 points I would emphasize on this issue.
Let me therefore take this further by raising the next question, since we are talking of issues that matter in state elections. For the last week, the Prime Minister has been tom-tomming women's reservation wherever he's gone, and Rahul Gandhi has been referring constantly to caste census. Now, are these issues that will play out in a state election? Shehzad Poonawalla, am I to believe that because, and some of the issues you raised earlier as well about G20 and success of Indian diplomacy, but women's reservation, do you believe that that will actually play a role in state elections where perhaps people are more worried about immediate bijli, sadak, pani, and that those become far more critical, swasth and shiksha? Do you believe women's reservation is going to be a central poll plank for your party even in a state election, Mr. Poonawalla?
Rajdeep, actually the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam is a continuum, and if you see, it actually begins, one of the stories begins from Madhya Pradesh itself. Madhya Pradesh, the Chief Minister is called Mama because of the schemes that he had launched which transformed the face of Madhya Pradesh, whether it is the Ladli Ladki, which has given benefits to at least 40 lakh women, whether it's the Mukhyamantri Kanyadan Yojana, and all of these were started when he came in his first term, by the way. The sex ratio of Madhya Pradesh has gone up from 912 to 956 because of the consistent efforts. Add to this the fact that 50% reservation has been given in every local body, even in Madhya Pradesh. 30% has been given in jobs. You have women desk in police stations in Madhya Pradesh, and then taking it a step further, the Prime Minister and his schemes were also targeted at women.
Sir, with due regard, sir, you saw in Karnataka, Mr. Poonawalla, the BJP actually trailed the Congress in women voters by about 6 to 8%, which made a huge difference because of the price of LPG cylinders being one of the critical issues in that election. So we've got suddenly the BJP claiming women's reservation we brought, but there are issues on the ground. We've seen the horrific rape that's taken place in Ujjain. We've seen similar rapes taking place in Congress-ruled Rajasthan. I don't want to make that a political issue, but on women's reservation, are you telling me women's reservation will offset maybe concerns that women have about basic issues like prices?
Rajdeep, if you could allow me to at least have one complete say and then interject with such a long question, it would have been better. But anyways, let me complete my thought. I'll come to your question. After that, the Prime Minister delivers to millions of women Ujjwala gas cylinders, Nal Se Jal, which has transformed the lives of those women who had to wait for 2 to 3 hours to fetch one pail of water. Whether it is co-ownership of houses, the Pakka Awases which have been given to the poor, whether it is the other opportunities that have opened up, including educational opportunities, and now add to this women's reservation that has been given. All of this has to be seen in a continuum. As far as Karnataka is concerned, I concede that in Karnataka they may have got a few more votes, but what have they done with that? They have increased milk prices. They have increased electricity tariff. In Madhya Pradesh, in Himachal, they said they would give 1,500 to every woman. Ask Ajay Kumar how many women have got 1,500 rupees. In fact, in Himachal Pradesh, they have increased the prices of diesel ever since they've come to power by 6 rupees. In Rajasthan, they said Kisan Karz Maafi, 19,000 farmers have lost their lands. So has the Congress party lived up to the promises it made to the people? Point number one. Point number two, now coming on to the issue of, I think you were raising issues like local leaders being sidelined.
No,
Rajdeep,
sir, I didn't know.
local leaders
Shehzad
being
Poonawalla, now we've already discussed local leaders sidelined. I asked you a specific question about women's reservation, which you've responded to. Now let Ajay Kumar respond. Ajay Kumar, you went about, the Congress is going everywhere talking about the caste census. The truth of the matter is the caste census was something you could have also pushed ahead with in 2011 when you had your government. You had gone ahead with it, you had planned it. You are, instead of revealing the data, telling the country what that 2011 caste census brought out, you stepped back from it. At that stage, you weren't even willing to force your allies to accept an OBC quota within women's reservation. Now you're talking about caste census because you've realized the power of the OBC vote. This is the Congress waking up to the realization that if a caste census shows OBCs have 60%, are you tomorrow going to say 60% reservations for OBCs? Rahul Gandhi says there aren't enough OBCs in government as secretaries to Government of India. If he comes to power, will you make 60% of government secretaries OBCs? Is that what this is about, the OBC vote?
So first question is, Mr. Gandhi has, the fact is Mr. Gandhi has said it in a press conference that did we make a mistake when we brought up the bill? Yes. We have the decency, and whether the OBC vote should be OBC or the jitni abadi, utna haq, utni hissedari, that is what we believe should be done. And the
you didn't do it when you were in power, sir. The point is you didn't do it when you were in power.
Can I complete, sir? Thank you. I heard you first time. Aren't we doing it in Bihar? Aren't we doing a caste survey in Karnataka now? Aren't we going to do it in Chhattisgarh? So the question again is, what are we doing now? And please take this seriously. What are we doing now? Shehzad only said promises. I don't want to repeat the promises, 15 lakhs, 2 crores and all. So let's set aside, because then it will be a deluge of what Mr. Modi said and what they have delivered. So let's not get into it, but let's go into specifics. You think this women's reservation bill of the Prime Minister is a vote catcher? And I would disagree with Mr. Shastri and Mr. Droupadi as we go along, as things going on the ground, even for your general elections. Much as you would like to tell Mr. Modi is a great, I've been traveling all over across Jharkhand. They are in for a root shock, but let's wait for the time to tell. But the most important part is, you think this women's reservation bill is something the women is excited? If there is a girl today in the 12th standard, if she becomes a grandmother, this bill might come on the ground when she's a grandma.
So you're saying that's a post-dated check. You're saying women will not be excited by a post-dated check. I ask you, okay, you're calling it a fraud. I ask you, will OBCs be excited by your OBC caste census? Will they be excited?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you something. I'll tell you why the OBCs, it's not OBCs, SC, ST. It's also the OBC, one second, it's SC, ST. What is the scheduled caste exact population? What are the actual exact tribal population? What is the exact OBC population? The important part is, let's look at it.
So will you provide, Mr. Ajay Kumar, na idhar ki na udhar ki, tell me very clearly, if that caste census shows 60% of India OBCs, is the Congress going to give them 60% reservation?
Let me flip it over the other way around. The government of India has released the data. 15% reservation for scheduled caste in the class 1 jobs. You know what is the actual scheduled caste in the government of India? Less than 7%. The total tribal population, hold it, because you need to listen to this data. Total amount of tribal population, 7% reservation. Total tribal in class 1 job, 2%. Total tribal reservation, OBC 25%, 11%. Let us even see what is happening with the reservations they have. They're not, then one sec, Rajdeep, the most important data. Medical education, and please pay attention, Mr. Shastri and all of you. 7 crores, 11 crores is the donate fees for the NEET, because they have removed merit. You're talking about reservations and benefits to SC and ST. Not even a poor general guy will get reservation. And this is something Mr. Shastri and Mr. Tiwari and Mr. Poonawalla should pay attention to. Today in Pondicherry, a person got 7 marks in NEET and pays 11 crores in Gitanjali Medical College because New Bharat has ensured no SC, no ST, no OBC, and no good general student will ever become a doctor.
You made the point and you made it forcefully. Before I go to the other panelists, a quick word, Mr. Poonawalla, on what was made about women's reservation being a post-dated check. If the Prime Minister wanted to, does the Prime Minister and the BJP seriously believe it's a vote catcher? A quick response to that, and then I'll move to the others.
You know, the Congress has only given women of this country bounce checks. So I think that the women of this country know that those who could not even provide a tap water connection or give them a gas cylinder to ensure that their lungs are not filled with 400 cigarettes, smoke, they should not be the ones. And Shah Banu to Shaira Banu, the Congress party let every woman down from every segment. Having said that, let me come on this caste census. Just 20 seconds, Rajdeep, bear with me. Rajdeep, this is a party in which the Mandal Commission report came in 79. 80, Ms. Indira Gandhi and then Rajiv Gandhi subsequently rejected and did not accept the Mandal Commission report. VP Singh accepted it, and at that time Rajiv Gandhi was on record to oppose it. They opposed the commission being given constitutional status by us, and in fact they are talking about OBC. We have 85 MPs who are OBCs, more than what Congress has number of MPs. We have 27 ministers, the highest number as OBCs. The Prime Minister is a sitting minister. Prime Minister is the OBC. I am saying challenge to Ajay Kumar. Who is your Prime Ministerial candidate? My Prime Ministerial candidate is an OBC, Mr. Narendra Modi. You please name your Indi Gadbandhan candidate. Is he a OBC?
Okay.
Ab baki sab chhod do. The biggest choice for the people
So
of this
Rajdeep,
country.
just
We are
a-
making an
Yes,
OBC
yes, 10
candidate.
seconds. Yes,
Minister?
quickly respond.
Just
You have a
who is your
candidate.
Prime
He said
Minister?
we have an
First
OBC
question.
Prime
No.
Minister. Who do you have? Okay, Shahzad, you made your
First
point.
question. No. It is phenomenally advantageous when you have bad memory. 27% reservation and 25% reservation education institutions, OBC reservation by Arjun Singh, sir. Arjun Singh. 27% to all the OBC children in medical college. Please note down, Mr. Poonawalla, आप तो OBC reservation बच्चे को देते ही नहीं. So that is one thing. Please write it down.
Okay.
Second issue is, do you have a single chief minister who's an OBC? शुरू कीजिए इंडिया अलायंस इंडी मत बोलिए क्योंकि
Shivraj Chauhan.
गंदा अलायंस
Shivraj Chauhan, are you-
complete?
Ajay Kumar-
Yeah, they have Shivraj. No. They have Shivraj Chauhan. You have Bhupesh Baghel, Ashok Gehlot, Siddaramaiah. Okay.
What do you see on Biduri? Let's not get into that.
Okay,
You want
1
me
minute,
to
1 minute.
stop you, I'll stop
Okay,
you.
politicians, audio down. Amitabh Tiwari, the caste census women's reservation, which has more appeal? A quick response.
Yeah, I don't think any one of them has more appeal. People would see through the political ploys. I'll tell you why. A man is a slave of his own image. Now, Modi ji has created this image of a demigod. He goes and strikes Pakistan in their heart. He is leading G20 negotiations. He says that the country will become a developed country by 2047, third largest economy in his third term, but he doesn't know when will the women reservation bill be implemented. Correct. So a man is a slave of his own image. And this can be countered by the opposition in this manner. Now we come to caste census. Politics has moved beyond caste. You will be surprised at a number. Your exit poll says that only 4% people voted on the basis of caste in Uttar Pradesh, which is the hotbed of caste politics. BJP has given a tadka of class to caste-based politics. They have created this Labharti vote bank, which is largely from the SC, ST minorities and the lower OBCs. The India bloc has parties which have been branded as playing dominant OBC politics, whereas BJP has played the lower or the EBC politics. So it has been able to create a wedge between the dominant and the anti-dominant OBCs. It has now embedded a class element to it, and that is why the benefit of caste census is unlikely to accrue to the opposition, because the lower OBC says that we have not even got benefit from the current reservation of 27%. Only 40 dominant castes, which are 1% of the population, have got 50% of the jobs. Then what will I benefit from an increased reservation of 70%? That could also backfire, because the middle and the rich class and the general category could also oppose any such move.
Okay, so let me therefore come towards the end. to our two psephologists first. Who has the edge for now in the 2023 battle? Sanjay Kumar, I'm going to put you on the spot as always and ask you to go state by state based on all that we've heard in the last 40 minutes. Let's start with Madhya Pradesh. Who has the edge, Sanjay ji?
No, I don't get a sense from the discussion which I have heard from during last 40 minutes. I don't get any sense that which party is winning and which party is losing. But if I go state by state, I think two state, more or less the verdict is clear. Yes, more or less two state verdict is almost more or less clear. Telangana, I think BRS certainly has a edge. Chhattisgarh, Congress certainly has an edge. But the two state, I think the whole interest or the large interest in election in the next round of assembly election is only about Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. And I think it is a close battle. It is a close contest between Congress and BJP in both the state. If Congress is hoping that they are winning comfortably in Madhya Pradesh, I think they will be making a mistake, because my own sense is that BJP has made a comeback. Similarly in Rajasthan, if BJP is hoping that, going by the track record of the state, that every 5 years the government changes, so the change of government is almost certain, I think BJP will be making a mistake, because my own sense is that Congress has made a comeback. Gehlot, because of his various welfare schemes, so Congress has made a comeback.
Right.
So the two states, a very closely contested election, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh.
Okay, a reminder, of course, there's a fifth state, which is Mizoram, which we will discuss on another day, hopefully, as we look closely into the northeast. Remember, the fallout of Manipur will be felt in Mizoram as well. But Sandeep Shastri, your sense, out of the 5 states, which way are they going, particularly the big 4?
Rajdeep, I would go with Sanjayji's analysis and add one more point. I think in Andhra, the fight is basically for the second position in preparation for the next year's Lok Sabha election. In Telangana, the fight is for the second position in preparation for the 2024 elections between the Congress and the BJP. But Rajdeep, permit me to take half a minute to make another point. I have been hearing this slogan in a few places I have been going. BJP supporters are saying it is Sanatana Dharma versus Santana Dharma, you see. Whereas, on the other hand, I'm also hearing the slogan that should it be Sanatana Dharma, or should it be Dharma, or what is called Jati Dharma for the Jatis which have been deprived for so long. I think this narrative is going to play out much more as we move forward. And in a sense, I think the narratives which we are seeing, the alternative narratives which are coming up, be it on the question of caste and the question of unity, be it on the question of dynasty and the question of heritage, all these issues I think are coming up in a big way, and I believe the citizens would be responding to this issue in the way that they want.
You actually believe issues like Sanatan Dharma and all will have an impact on the elections, is it?
Rajdeep, I think the rhetoric which flows from this is something which is going to be heard, which is going to be said. Right. If you look at the campaigns which are starting, these are voices which are coming up, and I think it would be appropriate to keep in mind these voices and not just set them aside and say they are not important.
Okay, I have 30 seconds only. Shehzad Poonawalla, out of the 5 states, how many will the BJP win according to you? Out of the big 4. Quickly.
All for the Bharatiya Janata Party is looking set to form its government, or
including
to retain its
Telangana.
Government. So the fact of the matter is that there is a combination of Vikas. Absolutely.
Okay.
Rajdeep, we don't fight to lose. We are not the Congress party.
Okay.
We fight to give it our best shot. And I can also tell you that Vikas, Vishwas is the call sign because of the Vikas that we have done in our governments and in our party, through our party, and the Vishwas that they have on Prime Minister Modi. We are going to perform exceedingly well. The Congress party, if it is so confident even about Rajasthan, Rahul Gandhi is not confident. Rahul Gandhi also put it in a tentative list.
Okay. Let Ajoy Kumar, 20 seconds, Ajoy Kumar. Which of these states is the Congress confident of winning?
But Shahzad, very rich for you to say about Rahul Gandhi not going. Let PM go to Manipur first. So let's start with that. Telangana, I disagree with Sanjay ji on what he's saying on Telangana. I think it is changing very rapidly, in my view. Okay, I feel that it's going to be, and on Mr. Shastri saying second or third, I totally don't think Telangana BJP has got anywhere remotely. BJP has got any scene, and please call me on the show in which Mr. Shastri and others will be there, because I would like to be corrected if I'm wrong.
Okay.
The second issue is Madhya Pradesh. There has been a lot of angst about the way Kamal Nath was deprived. They are in for a rude shock.
Your time.
Chhattisgarh is clear. Hey, one second. You asked me, the people of Madhya Pradesh are fed up with Mahakal and corruption. Apart from that, but they are very fed up with the way Madhya Pradesh was, MP Kamal Nath ji and the
Chhattisgarh,
way.
are you cocksure of Chhattisgarh? Are you cocksure of Chhattisgarh? There are reports that in Chhattisgarh also things are closing in.
No, I don't think it's closing in at all. I don't know where you're getting those reports. I would like to read those reports and be
Okay.
corrected.
And Rajasthan, do you concede BJP as the edge? Your own leader, Rahul Gandhi, said we are, it isn't that's the one state he wasn't willing to predict.
No, but when I saw your Prime Minister with the top leaders of Rajasthan on that photo which you showed, it gave me the chills. It looked like a funeral, gathering. I think Rajasthan, we do have a very good chance.
Okay. This is the problem with politicians. They believe they are winning every state. Amitabh, you have a quick 10-seconder. If you were to pick, which is the way, give me your predictions very quickly in 10 seconds.
So all the states are witnessing a very close contest, including Chhattisgarh. We could see a surprise there. And it is a seat-by-seat election, very difficult for any cephalogist to predict.
Okay. Which is why, on the political rumble, we will continue to rumble on, looking at all these states very carefully in the weeks and months ahead. Good to have 5 clear voices speaking on politics, and that's what the political rumble is. We try and bring you less noise and more information and knowledge. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Stay well, stay safe. Good night, Shubhratri. Have a great Gandhi Jayanti weekend. Bye for now.
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a B&P Group company.
India's longest serving editor, a pioneer in India's media landscape, pathbreaker and model for the entire profession, honored with IMA's Managing India Lifetime Achievement for contribution to media.
I believe journalism is a noble profession, for it carries a social responsibility.
Arun Puri has certainly made a huge impact on the lives of a whole lot of people in this country.
I've grown up reading India Today, so I can tell you that Arun's commitment to storytelling, his media excellence, has truly been inspiring for me.
His life's work is India's gold standard of journalism.
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a B&P Group company.
Elon Musk's brain chip startup Neuralink says it has received approval to begin recruiting patients for its first human trial. An independent review board has given the green light for the company to seek people with paralysis to test its experimental device in a 6-year study. The study will use a robot to surgically place a brain-computer interface, or BCI, implant in a region of the brain that controls the intention to move. Neuralink says the initial goal is to enable people to control a computer cursor or keyboard using their thoughts alone. Musk has grand ambitions for this medical device company, saying it would facilitate speedy surgical insertions of its chip devices to treat conditions like obesity, autism, depression, and schizophrenia.
The first two applications we're going to aim for in humans are restoring vision. And I think this is notable in that even if someone has never had vision ever, like they were born blind, we believe we can still restore vision. And then the other application being in the motor cortex, where we would initially enable someone who has almost no ability to operate their muscles and enable them to operate their phone faster than someone who has working hands.
In May, the company said it had received clearance from the US Food and Drug Administration for its first in-human clinical trial. Its previous testing in animals is under federal scrutiny for potential animal welfare violations.
You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
It's always been about accepting yourself.
Embrace your true, authentic self and go out there and kill it.
I think it's not about setting unrealistic beauty standards anymore.
Every single person is unique, and it's time we embrace our own uniqueness.
You have to wake up every day and kind of just, like I said, love yourself.
The idea of beauty means different things to different people. And in this age of body positivity, these stars too revealed what beauty means to them.
So I'm a little silly, I'm a little clumsy. I think I'm a mix of all of that, which is why I feel For Every You truly resonates with me and also speaks to me, because I am many, many versions of myself.
Everything has beauty, but not everyone can see it, and it's their loss, honestly.
Recently, at the launch of Tida, we even witnessed technology marry beauty. In a one-of-its-kind initiative, you do not have to run through various products to create the look that you want. You simply click on the look that suits you and it tells you exactly which product has been used. And this, for most of us, makes life much easier. In this digital age, technology is not just a tool. It's a transformative force that empowers everyone to feel confident and express their beauty like never before.
The new beauty shopping experience.
In Mumbai, Chaiti Narula for Lifestyle Bureau India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com. You are watching India Today, powered by Finest, Be Sustainable Change, a BNP Group company.
Powered by Volkswagen. Co-powered by PolicyBazaar.com. हर family होगी insured.
Indian diplomat unsafe in Canada, says Jaishankar.
Today, I'm actually in a situation where my diplomats are unsafe going to the embassy or to the consulates.
In Canada?
In Canada.
After India, Bangladesh hits out